Well, ladies and gentlemen of the arena, it is time again for yet another NymN's News Network. We're celebrating episode 1000 today. Very cool. So, without further ado, I hope you'll enjoy this week's NymN's News Network. Let's start off with some entertainment news. First of all, Gears of War is becoming a Netflix movie with the game studio The Coalition. They're working on turning Gears of War into a show, into a movie, and also apparently an animated show. The script writing is going to be John Spaeth. This guy wrote the script for movies like Dune and Doctor Strange. A lot of governments are banning TikTok in the parliament, if you will. Politicians in a lot of countries are banned from using TikTok. Norway is the latest in a line of governments that are now forbidding their employees to use Chinese social media service TikTok. Other countries that have already done this is Belgium, Denmark, Canada, New Zealand, Taiwan, Great Britain, and the US. Also, the European Commission, the EU Commission, is also forbidding their employees to install TikTok on their devices. Now then, some other news. Duolingo is developing an app for music, apparently. So Duolingo, that's the app that I've been using to learn language. But now it looks like they are working on an app that will teach you how to create music in one way or another. They haven't released far too much info so far about how it's gonna work, but it is happening. It is happening. NASA has reported that scientists now, for the first time, have found evidence that there is a volcano on Venus. How about that? Take a look. Boom, there's a picture. You see that? Boom, right there. They've been looking at 30-year-old archive footage of Venus's largest volcano, the Mat Mons. It's about 8 kilometers tall, and they found differences in these pictures that would imply that there has been an eruption on Mat Mons. But yeah, if you ever go to Venus, beware, there's volcanoes. An update now on Apple's headset. In case you guys don't know, Apple is working on a mixed reality headset. Mixed reality as in both VR and AR. It is expected to launch in June this year, but apparently some of the employees over at Apple are getting doubtful about its readiness. According to the New York Times, the $3,000 device has faced internal skepticism and executive departures, leaving some workers questioning if the launch maybe should be postponed. Despite the concerns, however, sources suggest that the June launch is still on schedule, as the headset manufacturing is already underway. Apple is working, or is rumored to be working also on a more affordable version of this headset for a possible release next year. So they're hitting you with the pricey one first. So the UN does their yearly happiness report, right? Where they figure out which country has the happiest citizens in the world. It's determined by looking at a lot of different things. They look at it looks at like how's their infrastructure, how's their weather, how many of them, how the suicide rates. They look at everything that makes you happy or unhappy, I guess. And what I'm getting at is, of course, that the winner again is Finland. Finland's been winning for the 6th year in a row. A country that has been losing their spot a lot in the list is Ukraine. Maybe not so surprising. Second place is Denmark. And third place is Iceland. In the bottom is Lebanon and Afghanistan. The reason Finland is in the top is apparently because of their relationship with nature, their simple food, worms, and the general Finnish lifestyle, whatever that entails. Finland has a high suicide rate as well. There's allegedly a theory that if you were depressed, but you're surrounded by people that are very happy, that can make you more depressed, something like that. So it becomes very polarizing. You have a bunch of very happy people, but then the few people that are sad are particularly sad because of it. Which I guess makes sense, right? AI generated images of Donald Trump being arrested have been circulating Twitter recently. Here's one of them, in case you didn't see them. These were created by Bellingcat founder Elliot Higgins using Midjourney 5. Here's another one. And also, I believe him in actual prison. Very nice. Twitter guidelines suggest labeling synthetic or manipulated media to prevent confusion or harm, and social media platforms are now beginning to set ground rules regarding AI-generated content. TikTok already requires users now to clearly disclose realistic deepfakes with labels like synthetic, fake, not real, or altered. And since we are on the topic of Twitter, the blue check mark, the verified blue check mark that I have, for example, lots of other streamers, etc. have, is going away now. So the only way to verify going forward is going to be with Twitter verified, aka paying money. Pay up? Hell no, I'm not paying for that shit. Y'all remember how that Running Up That Hill song popped off because it was in Stranger Things and all the TikTokers heard it for the first time and they put it all over TikTok? Well, it's happened again, but with a different song. If you have been watching The Last of Us, you will know that there was a very catchy 80s song. It's from the 80s, right? Featured in The Last of Us. I am talking about ha 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 ha. Take On Me by Aha. That song, I guess a bunch of Zoomers heard that song for the first time ever and they thought to themselves, hey, this song's pretty catchy, because Take On Me is now climbing the charts, the streaming services, all over, or at least it was in the last month or so, ever since the episode. The episode aired February 26th, and the song immediately afterwards received 15.1 million plays. If you want to impress your friends when you're at the bar, maybe you brought a date, pick this song for your karaoke night. Do it. It's easier than it seems. Trust me.
Foundations that players can use to evaluate gameplay changes from CSGO to Counter-Strike 2.
We will make a... What if I told you Sienna here is the reincarnation of the goddess Athena?
Polish police detain a man who tried to buy horse medicine that it can induce abortions. Yeah, we'll wrap it up there.